Part 2 has come a little sooner than expected. We broke down yesterday with, well, I say we broke down, we found a strange noise coming from the front left-hand wheel bearing on the Range Rover Classic, and fortunately it was about 5 minutes from the campsite we were at the night before. So we got out in a car park and took a look, and it turns out, well, we thought it's either going to be a bearing or the CV. Turns out it's the CV. Anyways, we managed to crawl the Range Rover back to the campsite we're still camping at, and get the wheel off, prop it up, and basically take everything out. And yeah, the CV basically has disintegrated. It's completely crumbled. I'll show you a little bit more of that in a second. So yeah, this video is just a little I started documenting it straight away. I think we jinxed it because we all woke up that morning and said, let's get to the Arctic Circle and take a photo with the Land Rovers. So definitely jinxed it, but never mind. So yeah, it's not too bad. We have got parts being ordered to a supermarket nearby, about a kilometre's walk, but we still have the Defender that we can drive with. They should be arriving in 3 to 4 days on a working day, so Monday. And at the moment it's Friday. So we've gone back to the campsite that we stayed at the night before, and yeah, so it's not too bad. There's worse places we could be stranded, but we're experiencing mega heat waves for Sweden. So yeah, we've got a lovely lake next to us. We could be stuck on a roadside melting into the tarmac, so I'm pretty glad that we're all pretty grateful that we're back here. So yeah, I'll give you a run through of how yesterday went with some footage, and I'll give you a quick look at the vehicle at the moment and where it's sat, which is just over here. So as you can see, we have me and Lawrence camping over here in the roof tent. I think he's awake. We have the Range Rover, we have Polar Bear looking rather sad on 3 legs, and we have Lucy having a little, not sure what she's doing. She has to be on her lead. She's a baby girl. We're going to show everyone what happened to the car. Show everyone what happened to Polar Bear. Come on. Lucy's going to show you what happened. You're going to show everyone what happened to Polar Bear. If we look over here, we've got basically everything out, or as much out as possible. It's really, it was like pulling teeth out from what I quote. It was pretty bad, but I kind of like these. Might keep one of these as a memory. Can you reuse these? Anyways, you can see it's all very organized from the guys. Everything's kind of lined up and ready to go. Usually that's the workshop with all the tools on it. And everything's out. And everything's... So this was like this. Anyways, it was really bad, but came out at least. We also stopped off a Volvo dealership, which also did other stuff, like a little shop, and got one of these struts to hold up the car. So I think this is going to be a nice little keepsake for the future. As you can see up here, have a bit of a closer look at what we're dealing with. Anyways, we're gonna dive straight into the first day of the breakdown, show you a little bit of where we're staying, and hopefully the days running up to the repair and getting back on the road to the Arctic Circle, which was originally the plan on Thursday. So yeah, here we go. 29th of June, we were ready to set off for the Arctic Circle, but found out quite soon in the morning that the CV had basically completely disintegrated on the Range Rover, and that was on the passenger side at the front. Yeah, so we were stuck in the car park only about 5 minutes away from where we were camping, so there wasn't really much we could do. Me and Lawrence took Panda the 90 to a Volvo dealership of all places, that just to ask a few questions, and they were really helpful with us as well. They had some really cool stuff. Also where we got the prop for working on the car. We got to see some pretty cool Volvos like this one here, and also this pretty funky steering wheel. But yeah, they were really helpful. So yeah, from there we went back to Camp Giles or Gales. Again, dreadful pronunciation from myself. We managed to crawl the Range Rover back and park it right next to the cabin that we were using for just in and out of. Most of the time we were outside either fixing the car or just enjoying the weather. There you have our nice little strut that we got from the from the Volvo dealership. And yeah, as you can see here, the guys and Lucy are setting up for basically removing the CV. This is all on the first day. We just wanted to get it ready for whenever the parts would arrive. We didn't exactly know when that was going to be yet, but yeah, we weren't in a bad spot at all for waiting for them. And yeah, it was a really good, we were pretty lucky and very, very grateful that we ended up back where we were the first night. Obviously the original plan was just to stay one night, but like all road trips, you've got to invite the unexpected and improvise. So as you can see here, there was a lot of teeth pulling, and just not to mention teeth pulling, at the end of the day we treat ourselves to a nice bit of fika, which is not Dutch, which is Norwegian. So yeah, we continued from here, setting up our sleeping arrangements for the night, which I showed you before in the intro. Me and Lawrence had a little camp spot with some oddly fake grass, which is really strange because you've got all this real nature around you. And for the first night, we looked out onto the beautiful view of the Range Rover, and a good reminder of what we had to do for the next few days. So yeah, by this point we already were looking for the parts to be ordered and finding options on getting them to us for day 2. And here we are on day 2. Day 2 was quite a quiet day. We were mostly just enjoying being back. Despite wanting to be eager to get on the road, we were also enjoying being stood still for quite a bit. It gave us time to slow down, and it definitely put us in the right headspace to look for or start looking for the parts, which happened quite quickly thanks to the Land Rover community coming to our aid quite hastily. We managed to find a new CV, the rebuild kit and wheel bearings and the seals. Sorry, that was a bit of a mix. So yeah, the day was spent mostly with our cabin, the cars, and it was really nice. We were glad to be able to be here. We have a very happy Lawrence showing you around, and yeah, the dogs were also really happy, which is extremely important to us wherever we go on this trip. And I think that's one of the reasons we actually ended up here, because the camping space we were at, or we could have ended up stranded at, was on a beach with a lot of sandflies, and although they don't really harm the dogs, they were covered in bites. And as you can see from Lucy's tummy now, it's practically clear again, but they were covered in red bites, which we've been recommended a good repellent for that, which I might share in another video, because it was just a little bit scary at first. We got them back to the car and they were covered in bites and midges and these sandflies. So we kind of rushed off as quickly as possible, and thank God we did, because I think if we had been stuck there, broken down, it would have been a lot more difficult, not just internet-wise, but just getting anywhere in general, and especially for the dogs' comfort would have been very quite stressful for everyone. So yeah, overall it was a peaceful day, but we did manage to get all the parts we needed ordered or ready to go and pick up for the next day, so we could all just relax in the evening knowing that would be ready for tomorrow. And day 3, gosh, there really are way more days than I counted or expected at the beginning of this video, but we were working as fast as we could to get everything ordered and in place. Anyways, we woke up this morning, or that morning, should I say, to wave the guys off as they went and were getting ready to go and collect the CV. I think it was a 3-hour drive there and a 3-hour drive back. There were more options. I think there was a 5-hour drive and a 10-hour drive. I'm not sure exactly, but we needed to pick the quickest option and obviously fuel-friendly option to go and get the parts. So yeah, we were quite excited that day. I think altogether they were gone like 8 hours, 9 hours, so a full day. And it was very quiet for the rest of us. And as you can see, there's Darwin also waiting patiently for them to bring back the CV. So yeah, the day started quite slowly, but we knew that the next step was going to be quite exciting. So it being quite a quiet day with only half the crew here, I thought it'd be quite nice to go for a walk into the town which we were staying in, which is called Arvidsjaur. Forgive my pronunciation, but it was a really nice town, especially with the weather, but also in winter, I imagine, with the ski slopes and the skiing, and the snow it looks like a great place to be. Maybe we go back one day to experience that weather. The dogs absolutely loved it. We took them with us for the walk. It's just they absolutely loved it. We got to spot a few Land Rovers and overall just enjoy a little bit of the scenery. And by the time we were ready and finished the walk, we came back and the guys were here with the new CV. Yeah, the comparison is a little bit unnoticeable from the outside, but there is some differences. The one to your right, the one I'm going to pick up any minute now, is the old one. Oh no, the new one, sorry. Exactly, you see my point? The old one, yeah, you can definitely tell the difference because there's nothing in it. Yeah, it just doesn't look great. Obviously compared to the new one that you just saw. And this is what the guys went to pick up. And we were all very pleased to see that everything's in place. But yes, the old one, the ring in the middle had completely disintegrated and crumbled and snapped. So that definitely could have brought a lot more problems on for us. And by the time we got it out, everything else inside, all the cogs, the balls, and what was left of that circle had all, well, you saw it in the pan. It was just a complete mess. And here Lawrence is already working on removing a few more things. And I think he's trying to get a bolt or a screw out there that wasn't turning. And as you can probably hear from Lawrence, Lawrence is grunting any minute now. He's been doing that for a little bit longer than this video is going to show you. But yeah, overall it was a good day. They told me that the guy that they got the CV from had quite a few interesting stories himself. He is also a Range Rover Classic collector, and he has a lot of stories about Range Rovers saving his life on more than one occasion. I think one story even involved a moose. So I would have liked to have heard some of those stories. Anyways, we got the ball joint out, or I'm going to call it that. I don't actually know if that's the official name, but that's why I have a mechanic boyfriend. Although this stuff interests me, I have a useless memory. However, the joint itself didn't look too healthy, so we were quite glad to get it out and get it looked at. By the end of the night, we enjoyed a nice fire in a fire pit. Day 4, we finally get all the parts together to get the Range Rover up and running. So in the morning, me and Lawrence woke up bright and early and took Panda into town to collect the seals the hub rebuild kit and the wheel bearing. We're basically, you can't see it, but we're bouncing in our seats going to get these parts. And not sure if it's worth mentioning, but this is also the walk I took the day before with the lake to the left, and it's a really nice walk to take up to the shop. So yeah, we go back into town to the left here, round about the yellow lorry. You can see that's the car park we actually broke down in on the first day. Oh, went and checked the CV, so we weren't broken down necessarily. We could still move, but that is the all the way around the roundabout to the left where we're about to go is where we stopped off in that car park and checked the Range Rover. And now we're parking up to go and get the last parts to fix the to fix the polar bear. And like any shop, it's just like PostNord. We have PostNL in the Netherlands and we have the Royal Mail in the UK. Same thing, you go in, you can collect packages, you go buy packages to send. And any minute you will see a great big Britpart logo. I bought strawberries. Why not? Because we were already there. And yeah, I walked back along the way. Lawrence wanted to get back a bit sooner than me, but I was fortunate enough to spot another beautiful Volvo find. I've been spotting a lot of Laplanders, but this Volvo with its retro striping really took my attention. And when I got back, the workshop was already out on the table and the guys were getting ready along with their little companion Lucy, getting the wheel back on almost. So they really didn't waste any time in getting everything back on. And as you can see, it looks how it should from before this all happened. And we put the wheel back on any minute, and yeah, I think this was a huge sigh of relief for all of us. I even feel that now, watching them again, fixing everything up and getting the wheel back on, because a few days ago it felt kind of surreal that this was happening. And now, yeah, it just... it shows that the community we're in with Land Rovers is always there to help when you're in need of it, and we certainly were grateful for that. And yeah, so there you have it. Here comes Polar Bear almost back on the road, getting his last shoe back on, and twisting the last nuts in on the wheel. And then if we have a little look on the underneath, you can see that everything looks, well, there isn't much of a difference because it's all on the inside, but everything looks better. The ball joint looks good. The CV's great. Everything's from today. It's been driving very well. It's like nothing ever really happened. Big moment, and I think everyone has this feeling in a way after a repair, is to see the car move again. And that certainly, we were all holding our breaths. The door is still open. Oh no, it's the driver's door, it's okay. Yeah, we all were holding our breaths as the wheels took their first turns. And just, what a relief. It really was it was a huge experience, and we were all, despite it being a bit of a repair, it was also really cool and a great experience to have. And just to top it off, at the end of the night when we were checking the mosquito nets, we got this beautiful sunset, which I think it felt really good just to watch at the end of the day and fall asleep knowing we'd be travelling to the Arctic Circle the next day. On the road again. Day 5, we are finally on getting ready to hit the road, and I'm bringing a little bit or a lot of luck with us. So we got up around 7ish. The cars were already packed. We had a quick breakfast and got straight on the road. It was raining. It was really nice just to take it easy. We also passed some mysterious camouflaged Audis that I'm not so sure what that's about, but it made a bit of excitement for the morning. And yeah, we really just settled back into travelling on the road a little bit longer distances. The first stretch wasn't long though. We did the 150 kilometers I mentioned before, from Arvidsjaur to the Arctic Circle. And yeah, and I think that's Hetta, but again, my geography is not so good, so please correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, we just took a minute to enjoy the big giant sign covered in stickers. Yeah, get a few nice shots of panda and polar bear together. It felt very rewarding looking at them together. And just when we thought it couldn't get any better, there was another group of Land Rovers out on their own expedition. 2 Discovery 4s and a Discovery 2, so there's a bit of a theme going on there as well. And yeah, that just really put the cherry on top of the cake for the whole experience at the Arctic Circle. Especially for Land Rover enthusiasts. So we got back on the road. Cool things along the way. I think Tractor Rally was going on somewhere at the time, and also we passed quite a lot of reindeer. We haven't seen a moose yet, actually. In total, I think we've covered 500 or just over kilometers today, and really have just enjoyed driving, seeing new things, and constantly moving a little bit as well. I think we've missed that. At first it was a bit difficult to leave. I think we quite enjoyed where we were, but now we're definitely happy to be in a new spot and looking forward to seeing what happens next. Anyways, here we are. We've made it. Still on day 5. We got to the Arctic Circle. We took a few pictures. Appreciated the fact that we broke down 150 kilometers before getting there, but now the Land Rovers sound healthy, they're acting healthy and behaving themselves, and everything's going good. So hopefully I don't jinx it, but yeah, we've had a good run today. We're now in Finland. We're stopping over for the night in a lovely little cabin before we get back into the swing of wild camping again. It's been a really great experience. We hope that maybe we have some new different ones that don't involve repairs, but who knows what it's going to throw at us next. Last but not least, I would like to say hi to my little brothers Caden and James in the UK, who I know will be watching this one as well. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you had a bit of a giggle. I can't wait to have a chat to you soon. I hope you enjoyed watching too, and until next time, hopefully no more breakdowns.